Good afternoon, Middle School Academy. It is yours truly, Mr. Burns, aka Step Master Burns. Hope you're doing well. Hope that you are staying safe and that you're healthy and that you are abiding by all the rules to keep yourself in quarantine. Also, I hope you're keeping up with your studies. That's a very important factor while we're under this quarantine time. Okay. So, I got a fun-filled day for you today. I'm gonna take some time. One of the things that I wanted to do with your academy is really start teaching you all the historical aspects of the art of stepping, and we're gonna spend some time doing that today. And as much as we have been talking about the African American fraternities and sororities, now we're going to kind of dive a little deeper into some of the activities in which those fraternities and sororities take part in, besides stepping. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with some glossary terms. Okay, so like I mentioned before, brothers and sisters, okay, members of the fraternity or sorority participating in initiation of new members. Terminology is supposed to symbolize a mentorship between organizations and the prospective member. Okay, so which means, let's say, ladies, let's say you're trying to get into a sorority. All right, so you're going to have a big sister first, and then you will have a big brother of the brother organization. So, for example, let's say you were trying to become a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. You will have a big sister of that organization, and then you also have a big brother of the brother chapter, the brother fraternity, which is Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. So, the other term that I want to talk about is call. It's called, that's the term. It's called call. A call is an audible sounds used by members to acknowledge or gain attention of other members. Calls may vary regionally within organizations, and some organizations may use more than one call. Okay, so let's say Mr. Burns is out in the Mall of America. Okay. And I see some guys wearing Alpha Phi Alpha shirts. Instead of me running up to them and saying, hey, what I could do is, from a distance, I can say, 06. 06 is the founding year in which the fraternity was founded. When I say 06, that's an audible call for them to be like, oh, that guy is a member of my organization. Okay, the sorority calls are not in words, or they're not in numbers. It's sounds. Okay, and it's sounds that I'm really not good at. But for example, the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, if they see one of their sorority sisters, they may make a sound of ski-wee. See, I can't do it well, but they do it really well. I can't make that sound very well. I'm better with my words. Okay, so those are calls. All right. The other term that I wanted to talk with you about was neophyte. Okay, a neophyte is a new member during his or her first year of membership. Okay, commonly known as a neo. Okay, or neos. Neo means one new member. Neos mean many new members, okay? So when you get to that point and you decide to go to college and you want to be part of actually any fraternity or sorority, it could be white, could be black, could be Hispanic, could be any, it doesn't matter. You're always referred to as a neo. A neo means new, okay? The last term I want to talk to you about is probate show, okay? A probate show is a step show to introduce new members to the campus, often referred as a probate, okay? So once you fill out the application and do what's required of you to be a part of that organization, to celebrate your success, you are involved in a probate show. And a probate show is normally done at a huge hall on campus, or it could be done out. It could be done inside. It could also be done outside. I prefer outside. I think probate shows outsides are much. I think is much better. A lot more exciting rather than an inside probate show. But I mean, I've been to both, but I prefer outside. Here at the University of Minnesota, they do probate shows all the time, and it's normally they're done. They're done twice a year, one in the wintertime and one in the spring. So keep your eyes open for that. But they're called probate shows. So the fraternity here, Phi Beta Sigma, are notorious for probate shows. They definitely do those shows twice a year. Okay. Last bit of history, though. So this art of stepping, for a long time, I want to say probably prior to the late 90s, it was not common to see non-Greek members stepping, which a non-Greek member would be like you. Like you're a non-Greek member, you are a student of Purdue Academy, okay? If you were growing up prior to the late 90s and you was caught stepping, you were frowned upon and you were told not to do that, or you were strongly encouraged not to participate in that activity. The African American fraternities and sororities felt like they had an ownership on STEP. You know, it's almost like they owned it. It was theirs. You had to get their permission to engage in any type of stepping, which, I mean, I can understand why they felt that way, but at the same time, STEP was becoming to be such a powerful force that when it made its way to Hollywood, that's when everything changed. That's when the rules changed. And that's when everyone was like, well, do you really have to be in a fraternity and sorority as a STEP? Because, I mean, it reached all the way to Hollywood. And once that took place, that's when you begin to see STEP teams emerge from the middle school level, even from the elementary level, and then definitely from the high school level. So, which is great. The book that I was telling you and your parents about, which is this one right here, Rick Daniels. I think he said it best. And you can't pigeonhole an art form that is powerful, especially an art form that brings unity among people, an art form that empowers people as well. You know, it's just like jazz. You know, anyone can play jazz as long as you play an instrument and you're investing in it. You know, you don't necessarily have to be black to play jazz. You know, you don't necessarily have to be black to step. You just have to have that passion and desire. And if you have that passion and desire, then if stepping is what you want to do, well, hey, go for it. You know, so just a little background, just a little history about STEP, and and how the African American fraternities and sororities use it, and how they view it, how they view it then, and how they view it now. Now it's more accepted now. Actually, there are smaller youth organizations of every African American fraternity and sorority now. So, and they're teaching them how to step. So, but one of the other things that the organization does besides stepping, we do a lot of community service, in the community, as far as organizing walks to bring about awareness of certain illnesses, such as breast cancer or cancer period, Parkinson's disease, LS. But, we do a lot of community work within our organizations to bring about change. So I do want to tell you that everyone in the fraternity and sorority, they don't step. Everyone don't step. Everyone has a place in those organizations. So, all right, I don't have a challenge for you today. I just wanted you to kind of listen and take in some of this history. I know Mr. Burns said a lot. I know you probably will be able to take all this information in a lot easier if we're in person, but I wanted to just give you that information today. All right, let's get to stepping now. All right, so we, on our level 2 step, I believe we stopped. I have told you, clap, I believe. I think we went this far. I think we went, stop, right? Watch me again. Oh, sorry. Okay, watch me again.